You guys, man, it's so much more personal now. Like,
Yeah.
how's everyone? Everyone good? Everyone safe travels? I know, man. This is great.
I guess first things first, just how was your spring break? How'd you spend it? It looked like you may have played some basketball. Did you have some fun, but also get some work in?
Yeah, spring break was great. I went back home, back to California. People I work with that I've been throwing with for a while are back there, so got to get some work in with them. Some other guys I used to train with, so it was good to recharge for a week, and now we're back to work.
Bryce, anyone that saw you after the national championship game could tell you took that really hard because you're a competitor. How long did it take you to get over that?
It took a little bit. Anytime, obviously, something as like national championship, that's something you dream of, something you work for, and when it doesn't go your way, it hurts. It hurts a lot. And for me, it was kind of trying to transition from just the emotions of the game, the immediate emotions, to the anger you feel at yourself, and you look back and wish you could have had plays back, moments back, and then you kind of have to snap out of that and then transition into, okay, it is what it is. You can't time travel, so what am I going to do to improve, to get better, to learn from those mistakes? So it's really been the process of turning that page for me, and not looking at it as you want it back, but all right, I did this, that wasn't successful. What can I do to grow? And this is exactly what spring practice is for, is an opportunity for everyone on the team to get better, evaluate what they did last year and see what they can improve on, and I'm excited to get that process started.
In the middle of Michael, guys, let me announce you just so he knows where you're going. Okay, go to Michael.
In that vein, how much film do you watch of that Georgia game? Do you pour over that film and look at all the things, or is it something you watch it once and move on?
Yeah, I watched it once immediately, kind of following, and then that was more so just trying to look at everything, trying to process everything, and then I actually just watched it again recently, and this was just, I watched a few, just more now for self-scout. It was just a part of something that I watched for my self-scout stuff. So, now it's just, again, it's about looking at, everything that I didn't do well last year, and then, learning how I can improve that.
Up front with Chase.
Bryce, when you kind of look around you on offense, there's a lot of changes, new tackles coming in, new wide receivers. Brian Robinson's gone, so a lot of personnel moving around you. What kind of an adjustment is it for you this spring to be dealing with so many new faces?
Yeah, there's a lot of new guys, a lot of new pieces. But when you go to a school like that, like this, that's what you expect. There's always constant movement, people that are going to step into new roles. But there's a lot of guys that, even though maybe I guess the public didn't get to see play as much last year, those are guys that I still see working day in and day out last year behind the scenes, and guys that have done a lot of work to put themselves in an opportunity to take advantage of these circumstances. And then there's the freshmen and the new guys that have come in, and it's really exciting to get to see them work, learn about them, strengths, weaknesses, just really see how they take to the offense. So spring is there's always a lot of shuffling, there's always a lot of adjustments. So I think for everyone on the team, it's a great time for us to try to learn each other's strengths and weaknesses, kind of build that chemistry, and learn together and grow together.
Okay, we'll go up here to Nick. You guys want to keep your hands up, just raise them at the end.
Yeah, you talk about some of the things you're trying to work on looking back at that film. What are points of emphasis now? Now that you have a year under your belt as a starter, what are some of the points of emphasis for you trying to get better as a quarterback?
Yeah, I feel like I just want to do a better job of having more control over the offense, making sure in the run game we're going to the right people, in the pass game, making sure that we're accounted for, having, clearing up a few reads, having a better post-snap process as far as, just as far as getting through reads, getting through progressions, and then I feel like a big challenge is making sure that, as a unit, throughout the week, we're all on the same accord. We're all clear, trying to do a better job of communicating with all my guys and making sure that we're all on the same page when, whenever I'm changing something or there's something that may not be as clear. And then, of course, now it's a lot about trying to build chemistry, timing with guys around me, making sure that, we're all on the same, page. And then, there's a lot of stuff, internally that I want to improve on, just with the regular stuff of accuracy and all that stuff, and then mentally, again, clearing some stuff. So there's really a long list for me. I feel like there's a lot of stuff once I've gone back, I've looked at at the games, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that, I think I can do better and want to improve on. And I'm excited to, we started, last Friday, but, now really get into it and start in spring. And I'm excited for me individually and us as a team to grow and push forward.
Do you have a relationship with Jermaine dating back to California? And then with a guy like that that's coming into the program, do you kind of like throw extra? Do you have side sessions to kind of get him kind of acclimated faster?
Yeah, Jermaine's someone that I knew before he transferred in. He was in California his last 2 years, and we've been same camps. We've been in the same circle. So he was someone that I knew before college, and when he's someone who came in and really has a really professional mindset as far as him early, right when he transferred in, wanting to know the plays, want to know the system, meeting with Wig, meeting with, talking with me and asking me questions about how we did stuff, how our operation worked, certain routes, the specifics. So, he's someone who's worked hard to catch up as quickly as possible and kind of bridge that gap. And, before spring starts, you always, especially when it's newer faces, you get those sessions on the side of throwing and trying to get that chemistry down and get a feel for one another. So, we had a relationship before college, and, we've had some stuff before spring practice, and then getting our first practice in last Friday, and then now again attacking it and having these 14 coming up is going to be big. So I'm excited for that.
A lot of new faces, but Coach O'Brien's back. Just what's it going to be like having the same OC and QB coach for the second year in a row and having that familiarity?
Yeah, that's huge. For me, me and OB are really close on and off the field. So for him to be back is huge for me. It's another year of us kind of, the first year, there's always when people are first, in this sport, when people first, come together, you have to feel each other out, and you have to understand from both of our sides, what we like, what we don't like, kind of just our philosophies individually. And I feel like now we're always on the same page, and for us to kind of continue that and push that relationship forward, it's super exciting for me. So I'm super happy that I get another year with OB, that he'll be back, and I'm excited for the growth of this offense as a whole.
Okay, we'll go Aaron right here.
I know it's early on, but Jahmyr Gibbs, you saw him some during bowl prep, and I'm sure you worked through the summer some with him. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, Jahmyr's worked really hard. He's done a great job of coming in, and again, he's someone who has really taken to the offense really well. Someone who's done the little things right in our conditioning. Every week he was winning an award for being one of the top performers. Someone who came in and looked good and worked and ran well last week. So again, I'm super excited again now as we have these we're back to our normal spring schedule of every day. We're together, we're meeting, and we're practicing. So I'm excited to continue to work with him and to continue to see him be successful. So it's exciting for me as well.
Okay, we'll do two more to your left, Bryce, and then we're going to take one from Dennis Dodd off Zoom. Go ahead, guys.
You lose a few big leaders off of last year's team and guys like Evan Neal, John Mechie, Brian Robinson. Is there anyone in the early spring period that has kind of already stepped up as a big vocal leader?
Yeah, it's always tough when you lose guys who played a big role not only on the field but off the field last year. But this year we've had some guys step up, Battle, DJ, obviously Will, who is who's been been a huge leader for us since he's been here. So those guys have really done a good job of stepping up and being more vocal and understanding the role that they have. So with guys like that, when you lose anyone, it's always tough, but that's always been how Coach Saban has kind of approached us. Is when people leave, that creates value and opportunity for others. And it's really encouraging to see guys take a step up and take advantage of that. So I'm excited to see how we take it as a team, as a leadership group.
One more on your left.
Back on Jahmyr, how can having a guy like that, like an incredibly dynamic pass catcher out of the backfield, change up what you guys do on offense a little bit this year?
Yeah, that's always a huge advantage. When you have someone explosive and dynamic that can make someone miss and make big plays down the field in the run and pass game, I feel like that's huge for us and especially for our system. It's something that we like to incorporate. So, I'm excited for Jahmyr and for the entire running back room to, we're getting guys back healthy, which is always good. And, for everyone in that room, it's extremely talented. It's extremely deep. So, all those guys have, different levels of experience in the system, but I have tremendous faith in all those guys.
Okay, we'll finish up on Zoom right here, Bryce, with Dennis.
Hey, Bryce, it's one thing to lose a championship game. It's another thing to get over it. But at what point do you realize and sit there, okay, if we want to get back 9 more months, lifting all those weights, 120 practices. Does that ever go through your mind about just starting over again and having to get over that hill to get to where you want to be?
I think it was immediately after the game for us in the locker room, understanding where we want to be and where we want to get back towards. Again, there's different phases of it, and then you have to, you have to see what you're working on and what you're getting better. But for us, it's not a huge, it's how Coach Saban tells us every day is approach every day. Like, it's just, it's the biggest day, and to not have too much of a look forward, you have to be where your feet are. So for us, we're not thinking about things down the road. We're not thinking about things we can't control. We're not thinking about, for us, it's about thinking about today. How can we, for me, how can I get better? How can we as a team get better today in today's practices and locking in today's meetings and learn? So, we really have that approach about it as it being a day-by-day thing, and we understand that, if we listen to the coaches, we work as hard as we should, everything can take care of itself.